By now, I'm pretty sure you are aware that there is a planned protest organized by the church mother bodies and the Oasis Forum. And as a result of that, a number of press briefings have come from the government side. I think should have been a day ago. A number of cabinet ministers who happen to be Catholics held a press briefing and simply stating their displeasure with the ongoing announced protest by the church mother bodies, saying no dialogue was the way forward as opposed to going on the street and protesting. Then, just a couple of hours ago, the Republican president Hakainde Hichilema held a press briefing where he addressed the same issue amongst other things. So it's in that press briefing that a number of people are reacting to. So the planned protest by the Catholic Church, Oasis Forum, and the other church mother bodies, they say is ongoing regardless. And these are some of the highlights from President Hakainde Hichilema's speech. The police officers could have easily shot the young men who threw stones at me in Chingola, but I stopped them because I will not allow bloodshed on my hands, President Hichilema. So that's according to the Ministry of Information and Media, simply addressing that issue that happened in Chingola, amongst the other things that he mentioned during the protest. And then Gilbert Liswaniso, this is the National Youth Chairperson for the UPND, saying, those protesting against Bill 7, since you have taken the route of of no dialogue, I think we will join you. So that's Gilbert Liswaniso simply saying, they will join them on the streets, and what happens, happens. And then Chief Etayari responded with a caption that says, this is what I have been avoiding. At the end of the day, cadres will clash, some people will get hurt, properties will be destroyed. But for what? Please heed the president's call and preserve peace. That's according to Chief Etayari there. And then the Minister of Information and Media also highlighted to say, why do you want the constitution amendments to be done after 2026? What is the hidden agenda behind that? President Hichilema questions. So part of the press briefing that he held, he mentions to say, okay, people are saying no, let's hold off the constitutional amendment bill 7 now to after the elections. And then he's asked to say, why do you want to do it afterwards? That's part of his press briefing earlier on. And then John Sangwa has also stated this. This is after Hakainde Hichilema addressed the nation just a couple of hours ago. And then he says, for many years I've defended the Constitution in courtrooms. But there are moments in history when defense of a constitution requires more. It requires standing with the people. This is such a moment. Guided by conscious patriotism, I will join the march. John Sangwa. So after President Hakainde Hichilema addressed the nation, John Sangwa simply said he's going to join the church mother bodies as they go on the street to protest. Should be, what's today? Today is the 27th, 26th. So should be this Friday. That's when that protest is likely to take place there. And John Sangwa says he's joining them regardless of opposition coming from the UPND. And then Ministry of Information also says part of the highlights from President Hakainde Hichilema's speech, he says, do not hide behind the name of the church to promote violence, carry other people's children to protest while yours are safely at home. You will be exposed, Hakainde Hichilema. So this is Hichilema's response to the people that are leading those church mother bodies and Oasis Forum, simply saying that don't expose other children to protests whilst yours are safe. You should take your children also part of that, or simply stay away from the streets, pretty much. And then the News Diggers reports these are all extracts from the president's speech. The level of hatred for me is shocking. You can see and even touch the venom. I don't choose where to be born, laments Hakainde Hichilema. And then this is the second time that the president is lamenting in that nature. And obviously, people responded to that immediately, One of the people is Nkana Member of Parliament, Bino Mpundu. He had this to say: Edgar Chagalungu and David Patrick Mwanawasa were the most abused presidents. They were called all sorts of names. Cabbage, that's for Mwanawasa. Chakolwa, that's for Edgar Chagalungu, etc. ECL was accused of all manner of things, and none they claimed to be hated. So Bino Mpundu is simply putting across the argument to say presidency comes with criticism, and all the presidents have been criticized and received ridicule from the public. So what Hakainde Hichilema is experiencing is not unique to him. In fact, for him, a name hasn't even been developed compared to the way they used to call Levi Patrick Manase cabbage and Edgar Shagalungu Chakola, simply meaning a drunkard. So that's a response. And then another person that responded to that statement by the president, quoted by the news diggers, was Brian Apunda, who is the Socialist Party, should be Secretary General, and is also from Southern Province. Brian Apunda says, "No, sir," responding to President Hakainde Hichilema. "No, sir, people do not hate you because you are a Southerner. No, 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 no. They hate you for your arrogance and for telling lies, Kwamana." So he's simply saying, hey, people don't hate you for being Tonga or being a Southerner. They hate you for your lies. That's according to Brian Apunda there. And then Newsdigger says, you can't hide in United Party for National Development, UPND, and commit crimes. Hakainde Hichilema are part of those things. As you may be aware, a number of cadres had beaten up given in just a couple of days ago, and then also another section went to the Patriotic Front Secretariat where they did some damage. So the president simply saying you can't hide under the banner of UPND when you commit a crime. What else? Bino Mpundu also says the truth to speak in President Hakainde Hichilema needs prayers and professional counseling to help him heal. He sounds traumatized, and if not helped, may destroy himself, my opinion. So these are extracts from Bino Mpundu as he was listening to the president speak just a couple of hours ago. And then go to court or come to State House instead of Toi street protests. You will prevent investors. Hakainde Hichilema tells B7 protesters. So he's simply saying, hey, come to State House and have a dialogue with him, and or go to courts. Don't go to the streets. That's part of the extract. And then one of the babes, this lady that runs Chair One Zambia Voice, she put up this placard where she's saying, "Dear Hakainde Hichilema, we cannot continue massaging your childhood trauma. We do not hate you. We are just saying no to Bill 7. That's the placard she's holding there. She simply says, hey, we don't hate you. It's just that Bill 7 has been rejected by the people. It's as simple as that. And then people have been bringing up his posts from the past. If you remember, there was this what was dubbed as yellow card protest, and then venue parliament, and then it was held on 20th July. And then President Hakainde Hichilema, then in opposition, we support the yellow card protest. Come out in numbers. The people will be heard. Zambia, he tags that, and then simply saying, Laura Miti quotes him and he simply says, Mr. President, the nation remembers this, and then she tags President Hakainde Hichilema in his previous post where he had put up that the nation remembers this. Yes, dialogue is preferred route, especially when parties respect each other's views and adhere to what is agreed. Protests, though, are not equal to violence. As you said in this post, peaceful protests are a legitimate means of citizens being heard. So she's simply saying, just as it was at a time when you're in opposition, it worked well. People are simply saying they want to protest. They are not going to break any properties, or it's not a violent protest. Pretty much they are protesting the enactment or that committee that has been appointed to hear Bill 7 submissions. And then, according to Kalemba, says breaking the Constitutional Court has this afternoon dismissed an application by CSOs to stop ongoing work of the technical committee appointed to receive submissions from the public on the constitution. Details later. So obviously that's the technical committee that people are protesting, and pretty much the whole process of Bill 7. Bini Wampundu says, someone please whisper to President Hakainde Hichilema that the peaceful protest is part of a democratic governance. It is not toy or street fight. Please, there are too many people listening. So it simply says, advise the president, peaceful protest does not equate to violent breaking of property, he says. And then Reverend Walter Mwambazi also weighs in, and he put up an article. It simply says, withdraw Bill 7. When trust is broken, even good intentions cannot save a bad process. A weigh in by Reverend Walter Mwambazi, he adds. And then he says, this morning I've learned via Ichengo radio station that the Catholic Church shall join all well-meaning citizens for a peaceful protest against the current constitutional amendment process, dubbed Bill 7, on 28th November 2025. So let me see the exact date for 28th November. Yeah, it is a Friday, so it's this coming Friday. That's when that protest is scheduled for. And then he goes further to say, this isn't good. Where I've been genuinely silent, I've been compelled to weigh in and share my position. I've watched the push for Bill 7 with a heavy heart on paper. It looks tidy. Expand parliamentary seat, introduce proportional representation, harmonize terms, and tweak by elections and nomination procedure. These sound technical and even progressive. But constitutional reform isn't just about the content. It's about the spirit and the process and trust behind the nation's laws. And the trust has been squandered in the case, and allow me to explain. Bill 7 seeks to change, and then he highlights the thing, expansion of seats that needs to be done. And he highlights what it intends to do. These ain't minor quabbles. They are about, fault lines. The fault lines of Bill 7 prior to cannot be ignored. And then my position on why I say withdraw Bill 7. Trust is most important currency in constitutional reform. Once it's spent carelessly, the market closes. Ideas, even good ones, cannot find buyers. The perception around Bill 7 is now overwhelmingly negative. Whether though missteps or poor communication or political framing, the government has lost its conference and required to carry such an exercise forward. My conclusion is clear. Bill 7 should be withdrawn. So he's simply saying the entire process around Bill 7 has lost the public trust. And even if some of the things are right in it, the public simply rejected it. So even before the church goes to protest, might as well withdraw it. I'll put up the article in the comment section, on the community tab. You can have a look at Reverend Walter Mwambazi's article where it tabulates the good and the bad of both sides. And then obviously that's according to Emmanuel Mwamba's publication. And then Real Time says that rain or no rain, Hakainde Hichilema assures food power come rain or drought in the next 3 years. And then ministers blast Catholic Church. Obviously, the ministers I talked about that held a press briefing, simply saying dialogue was a way forward as opposed to protest. And then Master Newspaper says Oasis Forum defies police threats, vows to march to State House over Bill 7. And then obviously dialogue, not protest, ministers urge church. Obviously, same ministers I referred to earlier on. Pursue dialogue. And then all years, Hakainde Hichilema holds first press conference in 18 months. And yeah, so that's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how this plays out. The church is committed. They've said they are proceeding with the protest, and more people are joining. John Sangwa has joined. I'm pretty sure by the end of the day, we'll get a clear picture of who else is going to be there. And wait and see what will be the response from government side. They've stated it's going to be a peaceful protest, no breaking of any property. They're simply protesting that process. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen.